There are certain things which we take for granted in our everyday life. We don't realize the history behind some of the common assets which we use every day. Did you know that money wasn't used the same way as it is used today? We used to have a completely different monetary system from what we have today, one which was governed by the value of gold and silver. Today, Purple Hippo will help you understand the difference between the FIAT system versus the gold standard. If you found yourself wondering about the value of money in the US, this might give you an insight into how money works and the past alternatives. There has been talked about going back into the old ways of dealing with money, however, they never really materialize into anything concrete. It should also be known that the American dollar is a token of currency in the US and in other parts of the world like Afghanistan. Keep this in mind when we continue on with our video. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about what kinds of trade and currency system was used in the past. Though dollars and paper money have been used for centuries, the way in which they were used differed greatly from how we know it today. Money did not have the standalone value we know it to have today. Rather, it was a correlating value with gold and silver. You could hand over a $10,000 bill and you would get $10,000 worth of gold. This means that the value at that time was tied up not in money but gold and silver. Similarly, you could trade a certain amount of dollars for a certain amount of silver. Therefore, we wouldn't be wrong in saying that money only had a value in relation to gold or silver. Think of it like this. Money at the time acted as somewhat a check. It was basically a security measure that guaranteed a certain amount of gold or silver, depending on how much you had. Once you had the bill to show how much you were owed, you could take it to the bank, reserve, and claim the iron correlating amount. Contrast this with the way we use money now. Can you imagine the hassle of taking bills to the bank and walk out with a heavy bag of gold or silver? Who's going to lift that much? On the other hand, we have money as we know it today. The fiat system is the modern value attached to money, which we use today. The government of America and the Federal Reserve have attached a certain amount of money to the individual pieces of paper we know. The only reason why we acknowledge the value of this money is because we trust our government. If the system ever broke down and we didn't have a governance system, chances are the money that we have would become utterly useless, and we would go back to the primitive ways of trading. Hopefully, something like that would never happen. We are only mentioning it to give you an idea of how money currently works and how it would cease to hold value in certain situations. The fiat system is one that is used all around the world. There is not a single country in the world that uses the gold standard anymore. It's simply a system that doesn't apply to the modern world anymore. The fiat system reigns supreme and falls perfectly in line with the principles of mixed market economy, which we have in the majority of countries around the world. One of the major issues that the gold standard had in the past is that gold and silver would often vary. This means that they would be a fluctuating rate every time you visited the bank. After the latest economic crisis that struck in 2008, many economists have been considering reverting back to the gold standard as a currency. They think that the devalued fiat system will only cause problems and isn't going to do much for the economy in the near future. However, the majority still oppose the idea and suggested that the gold standard has no place in modern society. It is easy to see why people would think that way since, in essence, the gold standard radiates primitive barter and trade principles. Such a system would be hard to implement back into society. The entire reason why these systems are replaced is that they are outdated. That's just how evolution works, right? The old is replaced by newer and better solutions that fit better into the society they live in. Not only is the gold standard outdated in America, but there is no other country that uses the same principles anywhere in the world. That's it, guys! We thank you for watching the entire video, and hope that this video has helped you better understand these monetary systems. Both the fiat and gold standard have their perks and drawbacks, but establishing which is better for our economy and society is up for the experts to decide. Let us know which system you think applies more to America and why. Comment down in the section under this video. We love to hear from our viewers, and the comment section is the best place to do that. While you're at it, please subscribe to Purple Hippo and leave a like on all the videos that have helped you out, especially this one. We hope that you drop by and check out our videos again. Till then, we will continue planning on new topics for our upcoming videos. See you in the next video.